yet again we're gonna do a little bit different of a thing here. I've showed you some airsoft gear and you've seen all my old crappy videos of me butchering classic songs and so on. But today I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I actually use when I do these hacks of things that can somehow, somewhere in someone's demented mind be called music. So here it starts. It's my amplifier. I actually got this out at a night sale at a local music store. This is one of Marshall's best kept secrets in my mind. It's the Lead 100 MOSFET. From what I've been able to gather about this amp head and accompanying cabinet, don't be fooled, this is not a half stack. It might look like a half stack, but it's actually a 3/4 the size of a real half stack. So there are no 12-inch speakers in that cabinet. It's actually a 4 set of 10-inch speakers. I don't know what model they are, but I know there are 410 Celestion speakers. So Celestion, it's supposed to always be good. And of course it's a from what I've been able to gather, and this is just what I've been able to read on some forums, this amp was originally designed to be a touring musician's backup amplifier for the JCM 800. Yeah, but anyway, this thing is of course plugged into my weapon of choice. Let's see if we can get some light on it. There we go. This is not a Fender Strat, it's actually a let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a Squire, but don't worry, it's not any old Squire. This is actually a classic vibe 60s style Stratocaster, and I love it. And but now for probably the thing that most of you are looking for. Most people have a pedal board. Me, on the other hand, that was not enough for me. I have a pedal floor. Well, look at that, fair dinkum, as they say in Australia, apparently. Well, it's like my airsoft gear, I go all in. This is everything and the kitchen sink. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of a tour on it. Let's see if we can get some extra light on the situation. There we go. Well, probably. Let's see if we can. Yeah, really. There we go. It's the best I can do. Okay, the signal will actually go from the guitar, and the first pedal it goes into is this. This is a very old, beaten up volume pedal, which makes you being able to do all of those string sounds and all. But yep, that goes into the Electro Harmonix Black Finger compressor pedal. Apparently this was modeled from a compressor, a rack-mounted compressor found in one of Motown's studios. But that's just what I've heard, don't quote me that it's actual fact. It's just what I've heard. Next to that is the Knockout Attack Equalizer, also Electro Harmonix, which is one of my favorite brands actually. This will actually make your single coil Strat sound a little bit more like a, I wouldn't say Les Paul, more of an SG maybe. Yeah, that's and beside my trusty wah pedal, this was actually a bargain on the Swedish equivalent of eBay. It's actually the original Dunlop Jimi Hendrix wah. And the only modification I've done to this is that it actually now contains a red phasal inductor instead of the standard inductor. Next to that is the Zakk Wylde rotary vibe pedal. And this pedal and my other Zakk Wylde pedal we will see in a bit was actually bought at a very, very special music store. This pedal was not really that common, so to speak, but I can always boast that this pedal was bought at Manny's Music. And if you know anything about music gear, you should know Manny's Music. Leave it at that. Okay, the next thing it goes into is this. It's the Electro Harmonix Big Muff Germanium 4 Big Muff. I really like this because you can get that, you know, John Mayer crossroads. I would say this gives you a little bit of that because you can actually limit on the right side where you have the fuzz side. You can actually limit the amount of volts and the bias going to the transistors, so you can actually get that, you know, fading battery sound. You know, when the sustain almost dies out and you get that draining battery sound. I like it. And the other side, the overdrive side, is extremely good to drive pedals that uses valves. So after this pedal we actually leave the floor and go up to this, where I have two pedals that are wired up. It's my little crappy Korg tuner, but it has served me well. It's the Wiggler, also Electro Harmonix. This pedal is brilliant. It contains some of the most classic effects imaginable. Among them are the loose setting, which is kind of a original Univibe, the ham setting, which is a Leslie. It's AC. It actually says ACEY, which basically it's the vibrato from the AC30 amplifier. And Whirl, which is the final setting, which is supposed to be the vibrato from a Wurlitzer organ, which was very popular in the 60s. And right beside that, Electro Harmonix Tube Zipper. This pedal is quite fun to use, actually. As you can see on the lower side, well, we're gonna begin from the top. There we go. Well, with this pedal you can get some really wild effects. You have resonance, frequency, and sensitivity, which is kind of self-explanatory. Frequency will change the spectrum on which the envelope will work. The sensitivity adjusts how hard you have to play for the envelope to activate. And resonance is kind of also how wide the effect becomes. Underneath we have master volume, drive, and input gain. So the input gain will actually work quite closely with the sensitivity, but it's a very good pedal. And underneath you have the choice if the envelope will go up and down, up or down, excuse me, and the mode switch, which is Tron or Thrill. I usually keep it at a Thrill setting because when you turn the resonance control above 3 o'clock, it will actually activate a LFO, a low frequency oscillator, so when you play you can get some really good Thrill sounds. If you look up the Tube Zipper demo done by Peter Stroud, which is the guitar player for Sheryl Crow, he actually does a very great demo of this pedal. Well, if you were leaving these two and we're going back to the floor, the next pedal in the chain is actually this little bit beauty, which was probably one of my latest acquisitions. It's the Electro Harmonix Satisfaction. And if you don't know what this hints at, I should probably hit you with a stone, preferably a rolling stone. So you would probably know how this sounds. It's iconic, and it's actually usable for some other songs as well. After that, the Lumberjack Logarithmic Overdrive. This pedal is actually quite unique in that it doesn't have a linear style gain curve on it. As you turn up the gain, you will hear more fuzziness, but there will always be a piece of the sound that is clear. So basically this gives you a little bit of that, I wouldn't say Fendery style breakup. It isn't really that, you know, crystal clear Vox type clear up, and it's not the bassy, gritty Marshall style distortion overdrive. but it is more of the Fender variety in my ears. It has that, you know, bright sound with lots of mid-range, but still you have that clarity. Even though it's driven, you still have clarity. And next to it, a old classic in a slimmed down version. It's the hot tubes from Electro Harmonix. This pedal is brilliant. Combined with another pedal that I usually leave on all the time, this pedal is brilliant. After that, little big muff. Everybody has a big muff. This sounds awesome. Love it. Then we have two pedals that are a little bit of a EC electronics. Right, black one, the Rat. Great distortion pedal. Then the OCD overdrive. And then here is a very odd little thing. Ulite Moem Effekt slabs. This is a Chinese pedal, but unlike some Chinese pedals, this is awesome. This is the pedal that I leave on all the time, and it really gives a tube warmth to the entire sound and a little bit of tube grit. This pedal and the next pedal, the Vox Cooltron Brit Boost, both are real overdrive pedals that are utilizing real tubes. So all my other overdrive pedals that I've showed you so far, oh, I forgot this one that I so rarely use, the Moem Octafuzz. It's the first pedal that comes after my Rotovibe, actually. Going back here. These two pedals, the Cooltron and the tube drive, or what it's called, rear tube. And after that, we have a Bayang Time Machine. It's a analog delay pedal. After that, another Moem, the Jimi Hendrix, the Jimi Vibe, which is a very great Univibe pedal. After that, another one that I bought at Manny's. It's the Zakk Wylde Phaser, an MXR pedal. And this is really cool. I keep it at a very slow speed. It is phenomenal. And I'll give you the link. This is the pedal that started all. I'm gonna give the link in the description about the British guy that really got me into pedal collecting, because this pedal is bonkers. As a flanger, I usually combine this flanger, this chorus pedal, and this digital delay pedal, and instant Andy Summers, this trio, the Police. And everything is powered by this. It's a T-Rex fuel tank pedal. Works great. A little bit of tricky wiring, but it works. It works well, actually. So that's my pedal floor. How's that grab you? So, thank you all for watching. I know I'm just an amateur, but yeah, keep on rocking it. See you in the next video. Bye.